We all have friends that our other friends just don't get, for whatever reason. I have one of those friends, and his name is Lenny. He's super weird, at times creepy, and extremely fascinating. Now, each podcast is going to be 30 minutes long, and it stops at exactly 30 minutes, no matter what we're talking about. The show will feature the same guest, Lenny, but my co-hosts will always change. Get ready, everyone. It's time to meet Lenny. Lenny, how are you today, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
Joining me to meet Lenny, good friend, national touring, headlining comic. We started together in the jungle, literally in the jungle of North Las Vegas. And he is one of my dear friends. You can see him touring with me all across the country. Maddog Mattern, ladies and gentlemen.
My brother, what up, babies? My
Maddog,
people.
your Twitter handle?
At Maddog Mattern. But I don't know, if you Google that, it's still there. But for the next couple months at least, I will be going on Twitter as the dog at 28th Street. That is my new thing.
And with no need to analyze it, we all know why.
Yes, because of American Hustle.
Now, another guest joining me today, a good friend of mine, a guy that I work with at SiriusXM. Good kid. Is responsible for editing all the news briefs that you hear on the channels. Mark Novak. Mark, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Mark.
I'm just another guy who works here.
You're just another soul on this ship of souls. I'm just going to start asking some questions. Now, you guys, whatever questions you feel like asking, ask away. I printed out a few notes on Lenny, just some of the stuff that I've remembered about him throughout the years. As you see, gentlemen, I have a phone here. It's got a 30-minute clock on it. When I ask the first question, the clock will start. Are we ready, ladies and gentlemen, to meet Lenny? Let's do it. All right, I'm going to start the clock, and we begin. Lenny, how old are you?
41.
How many times have you had sex?
Twice.
Twice. Actual real women?
Yes.
So no apparatuses, no blow-up dolls of any kind?
Right.
Working girls?
Yes.
So women of the night?
Yes, well, yeah, that happened to be night, yeah.
How difficult has it been for you to meet women who aren't hookers, and why do you think that is so difficult?
If I knew why, I wouldn't have a problem.
That's a good point.
Extremely difficult, extraordinarily difficult. I don't know. It's probably an attitude problem that I put out.
The first time you went to a prostitute, how old were you?
21.
So you lasted 21 years with no vagina, and finally you gave in. You said, "I'm going to pay for it."
Yeah.
What'd she look like?
They were black.
They? Two? You got two chicks your first time?
They didn't want to be separated for whatever reason.
Were they conjoined twins?
Oh, God, no.
They needed a chaperone, like a dating show?
Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't. One wouldn't go without the other.
No, she's going to sit in this motherfucker.
But how creepy do you have to be as a white guy to scare two black women into the buddy system? You know, they're not buddy system. So two at one. Now, what went down? Like, how did it work? Because you had never been with a woman, so now you got to do it with two.
Right. It was a blowjob and a handjob.
Blowjob and a handjob. So no penetration, no vaginal penetration.
Correct.
Okay, so you're still a virgin at 21.
Yes.
When's the next time? Well, hold on. What did they charge you? This is the Jewish part of the podcast.
Yeah, 21, so that's 20 years ago.
I know.
93.
It had to be close to how much? It had to be anywhere between 50 and 100. I have no idea.
50 for two black chicks?
Between 50 and 100? I don't know. I
Even
know I had to go to the
100.
bank before we left.
For 20 years ago, and that was borderline the Giuliani years,
Yeah.
so there was still was it in Manhattan or in Long Island?
It was Manhattan. I know we had to go closer to. We were closer to the docks.
Were either of them wearing an LT jersey at any point?
No,
All right.
no.
But one of his earrings, probably.
He fell on some tough times. We all know that. But so no penetration, still a virgin. When's the next time you go to a prostitute?
2 or 3 years later.
2 or 3 years later. White, black.
Again, it happened to have been another black woman.
Now,
white prostitutes, I guess, are just invisible in New York City. I've never seen a white prostitute. They're all black. Every time we come here, there's nothing but black prostitutes.
Well, they're high end.
Is that what it is?
If you go to PJ Clark's on a Friday, Saturday night, 2, 3 in the morning, when all the ballers are there, that's where you're going to find them.
Yeah, and I got news for you. No white prostitute is leaving with a guy with a dragon necklace. Okay,
Yes.
That's FYI. That might be.
And dragon earrings, Shules. I could see one through the headphones.
We're
going
to get to the dragons in a minute. Lenny's a big fan of dragons. So second time, one girl black girl.
Yeah.
What is that? Well, what did you do with her?
We almost got arrested by the police.
Okay, was that something you were into, like a kinky thing?
No.
Is that just you were in your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what's that cost on the menu? Almost getting arrested. Is that 150, 200?
It cost whatever money I gave her because she already took it, and that was that.
What kept you from getting arrested? Did he see a guy with a dragon shirt getting hustled by a black chick, and he goes, "Fuck this poor guy"?
I guess I was able to talk my way out of it. I was just like, my friends took me out, blah, blah, blah.
So the second time,
yeah,
did you penetrate?
No.
So you are still a virgin, Lenny.
If you want to put it that way.
Yes. See, this is why I say it's fascinating. When I started this line of questioning, my second question was, how old are you? Are you a virgin? He said no.
But people don't want to know about 41-year-old virgins.
They do,
right,
though.
except for, like, how many millions of people that watched the fucking movie and bought the DVD? Except for all those people?
And Lenny, the
Except
fact that
Judd Apatow.
Yeah, you've spent money. You basically spent money for a double. That's what you have. You know what I'm saying? You did the steroids just so you could be a doubles hitter. Is what it is.
Seriously.
You should be hitting home. If you're spending the money to get laid, you got to get laid. You're stranded at second base.
And as a Jew, Lenny, there's no way money's exchanging hands, and I'm not getting in there.
Well, there
Fuck
was
that.
actually far more money spent than that because the first time before we left, we hit one of those metal road covers. Got 2 flat tires. It's hard to get tires at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God!
Especially with a hooker.
God doesn't want you to get pussy.
He really doesn't.
And the second time, which I didn't mention because that was the last time, was actually the third time. Somebody reached in the window and stole all the money out of my pocket.
Oh my God! So her pimp cut. What'd she do? She did one of these. Hey, Lenny, over here.
No, they were like reaching in the window and stuff like that, and everybody was like, "Make sure your money's hidden." It was in my front pocket. I didn't feel a thing.
See, you got to do the Jew move. Left sock. That's where we all keep it. It's where my dad used to keep it.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Now I know.
That's how when growing up in Vegas, when we go to Mexico to drink illegally or whatever, money in the sock, baby.
Yeah, or up your ass.
Yeah,
But
man.
now, let me ask you this, Lenny. So now 3 times you went to prostitutes, and all 3 times you haven't closed the deal.
That's correct. Is that a problem?
Not for the prostitutes. That's easy fucking day
That's
for them.
real money, yeah, easy money.
You're a dream John is what you are. Guy who doesn't bang them. And it's not for lack of wanting to. You want to have sex.
Yes.
What would be your ideal girl? $20, $40? What are we talking? No, what
2 for 1.
what would be your ideal? Like, everybody's got a dream girl in their head.
Fair head, fair eyes.
Fair head, fair eyes.
Fair.
Okay, fair head, fair. I thought Farrah Fawcett was on the list. Fair head,
And he still hasn't scratched her off.
fair head, fair eyes.
Decent shape.
Decent shape.
The whole chunky thing doesn't
What kind
do
of
it for me.
interest does she need to have?
Current events, be nice.
Right.
History.
Current events and history.
Well,
Double
current events,
boring.
I'd like to be able to talk to somebody and have an intelligent conversation.
Oh, yeah.
The vacuous thing kills me.
Nothing gets a chick soaking wet like discussing the Duck Dynasty debacle with her
I don't
on a Tuesday.
Duck Dynasty. Yeah.
You like current events, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch that shit.
But do you read the neuse?
Yeah, I read the news.
All
He
right.
got in trouble.
Yes.
You know this.
Yeah, he got in trouble. That's right.
Okay, then you know what the fuck's going on.
It's not my problem. I never watched the show. I had no vested interest in it.
I like how you turned into a relative of the Duck Dynasty. Yeah, you got in trouble. So what, Mattog?
It's a free country, man.
What the hell?
I don't want to do that crap.
But you have some weird interests
Yeah,
and likes.
Yeah.
For example, I know you went into debt at some point based on all the costumes you've purchased throughout the years.
I make my own costumes.
You make your own costumes.
For Halloween and stuff.
For Halloween, but you've gone to conventions too, right?
Yeah.
Like what kind of conventions have you gone?
It's called the Icon Convention. They hold it in Stony Brook. It's a sci-fi convention.
Okay.
A really, really low-budget Comic-Con. Think
Right.
of it that way.
For
But they-
hardcore fans.
But they get some decent, Patrick Stewart's been there and stuff like that, so they get some decent people there. So,
what? Now, how many costumes have you made?
I have probably 15 or so costumes.
15 costumes. Did you scale down? Because I remember talking to you at one point, and you had tons of them.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's about 15.
15 costumes.
Yeah.
What's the last costume you dressed up in?
I was werewolf for Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you go trick-or-treating?
Oh, no.
Right, that would be weird.
No. I go to Halloween parties and scare the shit out of people.
So you go to Halloween, like, you could just go without the werewolf costume and scare the shit out of them. They go, who invited this guy to the party?
No, it's much more creepy with the costume.
Right. So, like, people are dancing and singing, and then you just
and
pop
I just
kind
of walk up. Exactly. I walk up next to them, kind of growl under my breath and shit.
What if there's some deeper shit we haven't gotten to? What if the 3 times you've tried to get hookers, he was in costume? No. That's why they don't go the whole 9 yards.
No.
He's dressed as Frankenstein. Oh,
listen.
Blowjob bad. Blowjob bad.
You want me to fuck a werewolf? I'm bringing my friend. Fuck that shit. Silver bullet your ass, motherfucker. I can't believe you went 3 times. Every time I see him, there's something else. Let me tell you, last time I saw Lenny was at this comedy show we did with the super fans came out, and Lenny shows up with an elf's hat on. And elf ears,
this
right?
Is the best.
Yeah, and elf shirt.
Right. Of course, the elf shirt. What an idiot.
Christmas party.
All right. And so he shows up, and he's sitting in the booth with me at the comedy club, and we're just talking. And this guy walks in. I think he's wearing a weird jacket or something. And Lenny just goes, oh, who wears a jacket like that? As his ears are shaking that are attached to his real ears, he's going, oh, who wears that? I mean, come on, really. The ball's on you to critique anybody when you're in elf ears. I love it. I think it's bravo. Bravo to you, sir.
That's a lot of balls, Connolly.
A lot of balls. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Christmas.
Halloween's close second.
Halloween's close. When you had your old Volvo, Lenny used to, in the back of the Volvo.
I landscaped it for Christmas and Halloween.
He would
more
make
for Christmas.
He would make like a diorama, like a science fair project of like a whole town in the back of his Volvo, and it would light up and everything. And I go, Lenny, I remember one time going, Lenny, you're not going to get laid, driving around with this in the back of your car. And Lenny goes, everybody in town knows me. What are you talking about? They all know I do this.
Couldn't you be putting this energy that you're putting through costumes and Christmas and, all due respect, being a weirdo, towards getting laid, like actual laid, or even finishing with a hooker? Like, don't you think
guys,
you could be using that mind, that creativity to get yourself laid somehow, going online dating or something?
I like how he's looking at me as if we're doing a ventriloquist act,
I wouldn't even know the first way to go about it.
Well,
see, you talk about people with no game.
Yes.
Lenny has 0 game because the only interaction he's really had with chicks when it comes to a sexual level, money is exchanged hands.
Yes. But you do realize there's books, there's even movies, there's podcasts about getting laid, there's friends. Shuli would help you. I'm not the best. I could help you.
But really, the heavy lifting is going to have to come from you. And when I say heavy lifting, I'm saying you're probably going to have to fuck a fat chick. So just deal with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. Get on, once again, baseball, get on base.
That's right.
Get on base and figure it out. Because once they smell that you're getting laid, you can get some good ones.
Hey, what are we hitting for, Maddog?
The fences, son.
And contact. That's it. That's all. That's all. Just get a piece of it.
Shuli's seen me on the road. If I don't get laid for 2 months, I'll get a nasty one, and he'll make fun of me, but he knows it's going to lead to me getting a thoroughbred the next town we hit.
Listen,
and how many times that happened?
A lot.
You goddamn right, baby.
Way too many. There's guys in the Middle East blowing themselves up for pussy. That's a dry spell. You're nothing. You're going through nothing, my friend. And
That's a dry spell.
That's a fucking dry spell and a half. And we can crack this code. We can get you out of there because there's the female Lenny out there right now creeping all her friends out as they try to get her to get laid.
Even the elephant man found an elephant woman. John Merrick, remember that?
That's right. Let's do a little scenario here, okay? Let's say we're at a bar, right? I'll be a chick, okay? You be Lenny, and try and take it seriously. By the way, in this part, Mark, let's put some like bar music. So, all right, go ahead, some ambiance.
So you mean just Katy Perry?
Yeah, just play Roar on a loop until I eat a bullet. Go ahead, Lenny.
Hi. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi. My name is Lenny. Is it all right if I sit here?
Yeah, well, it's a bar. I mean, that's kind of fucking creepy. See, right there, that's a bad... You want to take charge. You want to be like, hey, how you doing? And don't say Lenny. Chuck. Chuck's a better name.
Chuck.
Bruce.
Bruce!
Until they get to know you. All right, Bruce is not good.
What's your middle name?
Gregory.
Greg. Greg's better than Lenny.
Really?
I know you don't like Leonard.
No.
He always gets it out when I call him Leonard. Okay, let's take 2. Go ahead. This Cosmo tastes great. I really want to swallow some cock tonight.
I honestly do not know the first thing to say. I mean, I even when I walk up to people in a bar normally.
Watch this, Maddog. You be the
don't
guy.
say a thing.
I'll be the chick. Watch. This is how it's
Okay. Hey, what's going on?
Can I suck your dick? See how easy that was?
Does that bathroom over
See?
there work for you, or do you want the one upstairs?
You see? But even the way he said, hey, what's going on? Like he has just Ike Turnered that pussy. You understand? He just grabbed it. He palmed it. Like Dr. J coming off the free throw line.
That's it. You're the commodity, Lenny.
That's right. Well,
You're
he
the
is.
commodity.
I mean, he is.
You're the one who dresses like a werewolf. You've been. You're the
and
one.
let her know that.
Who everyone in Long Island and your town knows who the fuck it is. You
right.
have been on the air on shows on the Howard Stern networks.
Yeah.
You are a celebrity in the Stern superfans. That counts for something. There's yoga celebrities who get laid. You might as well. Okay? I think there's a bigger hype on the Stern community than the fucking yoga community.
Now, part of the problems is, we're dealing with a guy who just a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago or two, got a smartphone. He had a flip phone for the longest time. He watches a lot. What's your favorite show? Doctor Who, right?
Doctor Who.
Yeah, he's big in Doctor Who.
There's broads who like it.
I know
Love
they
it.
are.
They
There's
love
gotta.
it.
There's when you go dressed up to these conventions, right?
Yeah.
There's chicks there, right? Probably not.
Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes they
How
can
do you not
qualify as
close a
chicks.
deal there?
Because,
They're too weird.
dude,
Get on the board, Lenny.
you've no idea what shows up. I work.
Yeah, do you?
I work at a mental health facility, and a lot of these people, a lot of those kind of people, show up at these conventions.
That's a whole other thing. Lenny is a cook at a mental health facility. How about that? How many times a day do they try and stick you in a room while you're working? I go, get in here, you fucking nut.
I'm the one who made the crab cakes. I'm
Put
not the
down the
crazy one.
spatula, patient 12!
Yeah, no, they're all zombies there now.
I want to make my waffle fries, Nurse Ratchet. So, all right, let's try it again. But really, look, just how would you approach a chick? Let's go. How did you approach the prostitutes?
Somebody else did it for me.
Oh, who'd you go with? A family member?
I went with friends.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'll be the next one.
What do you mean?
I don't
I'll
want
take
to.
him. I'll take him. I hate to sound like someone who's maybe looked at the back pages a couple times, but I think I could go get you sorted out, Lenny.
See, now that would be awesome, because I would love to get her, you, and tell her we'll blur her face and harmonize her voice, whatever.
Well, no, she'll be Korean right off the boat, so she won't.
That's true. We'll ask her to tap for yes and no. Masturbation, I want to ask you about. How many, for a guy who's still a virgin, you got to be pumping off quite a bit.
At least once a day.
At least.
At least.
That's why I only give him elbows only when I see him. I don't shake the hand. I know life's tough for Lenny. What's the weirdest thing you ever used to jerk off? We've all been there, man. It's all good. We'll go around the room. You
Okay,
start.
well, either the mattress, the crease between the mattress of the sofa.
Excuse me?
You know how
I've heard
two
this from other
cushions,
people. Right.
two cushions meet on sofas? Yeah. Well, the space in between the cushions.
Let me tell you something. He's banged a couple 2 cushions. Maddog over there. I've seen him leave the bar with him.
I've 3 cushions,
Yeah,
sir.
please.
A very carefully non-applied vacuum hose for a pool. You got to keep it far away.
Wow. Now, all right. See, this is what I mean. Now I got to look at my clock because I'm like, now I'm worried. That oh, my God, it's flying by. All right. What gives you the idea
Unbelievable.
to fuck a pool vacuum hose?
The suction.
The suction. So you're swimming one day. This is a pool in your house, I take it, not a public pool?
It's our pool. Yeah.
Oh, it's the park in Astoria.
It's our pool.
I'll never swim laps again. I don't give a fuck about exercise now.
So you're there, you're swimming, you brush against it, it sucks your leg up. You're like, wait a minute, if it sucks my leg up like that, what about my dick? Now, how long does it take you to finish with something like that?
Well, I had to finish outside of it because it
yeah.
doesn't act well. Depending on your vacuum hose, it didn't actually fit.
You had such a big load, you clog it up.
Fit. I'm sorry.
You go, Lenny, did you come in the vacuum again? It's not working.
I mean, I've been by those holes that pump out like the air.
jacuzzi
Right.
jets.
Yeah.
And
yes.
you put your cock by there when you're a kid.
And that's
yes.
fine,
Right.
yeah.
That's kind of how girls describe their first masturbation,
Right.
under the water in the bath and stuff like that.
I tripped and fell on a faucet.
Yes.
You know, whatever.
It happens, but you actually put it in?
No, like I made like a
Isolate
sleeve
that
with my hands.
Because you're playing with fire.
Well,
I know it's technically water, but you're playing with fire at that point, sir.
No, I kept it a couple of inches away, inch or two away. Because first of all, like I said, it wouldn't fit because it wasn't.
Oh my God!
All right, bragger.
I'm just state of fact. Yours probably wouldn't fit either.
Yeah, wow. He's swinging a hammer but can't get laid.
Hey, right? Isn't that the case?
Because seriously, when you told me that, I thought about that great scene in Teen Wolf where they talk about the shop teacher who supposedly got his cock stuck in the vacuum.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe a toilet paper roll or something,
Oh my God.
or a piece of fruit. That is new. That's a new one. I haven't heard vacuum pool hose yet. It's interesting.
Have you tried the regular house vacuum yet?
No,
Good question. Though. No.
it's not my vacuum.
What do you think he is, a freak?
It's not my vacuum.
You believe that dragons did exist at one point, correct?
Sure.
Right.
What, you don't like dragons?
No, listen, nobody likes dragons as much as you do. Lenny's come to about what 10 shows of mine, maybe give or take, maybe more.
Yeah.
Every time he's come to one of my shows, he's either wearing a dragon shirt.
Yes.
He's always got a dragon necklace. This is going to sound really gay, but he left his dragon ring in my hotel room one weekend and called me frantic to hold on to it as if somebody wants that fucking thing. And sometimes he even has a shirt-short combo, dragon top and bottom. Right, Lenny?
Yes, it's hard to find dragon shorts.
You got a match.
Yeah, it's hard to find dragon shorts in adult sizes, Lenny.
Well, no, he's got a match. It's like a black guy who wears a red hat, red shoes, goes together.
All right.
Red jacket. You got to match your team and the rest of your accessories, man.
What makes you think that dragons existed?
Because every culture has a story about dragons. There isn't a culture on the planet that does not have a far back in their history a story about. So in some way, shape, or form, there was some animal that maybe it didn't breathe fire, could have been acid, but there were some types of dragons way back then. Yeah, acid.
Yeah, Maddog,
puts thing on fire.
breathing dragons. You never heard of that, dude? You're not watching Game
You've
of
never
Thrones?
seen flammable acid?
No, I have not. I'm sorry.
Really?
I feel like I'm on acid right now.
All the time, man.
Lenny.
Yeah.
I love how you turn to me and goes, wait, you don't like dragons? It's not that I don't like dragons. Do I believe? It's like asking, what,
you don't like Martians?
Yeah. You don't like slutty vampires who give up their pussy and suck on your neck? Yeah, they're fine. But the real question is, do I believe that they have walked the earth?
Lenny one time got into a heated debate with my wife, which, by the way, if there's a person on this planet that hates Lenny more than my wife,
I don't know
bring
who it
them
is.
to me. But you and her got into this big argument about dragons, and I remember you telling her that there are dragons in the Bible.
Yeah, they mentioned.
Excuse me?
Where in the Bible? Because I must have missed that.
Oh, you want me to look it up again? It's in...
Listen, I don't. If it was dragons mentioned in the Bible, I don't think you'd have to look it up. I think everybody would pretty much remember that.
I forget who the Leviathan.
My favorite verse.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Mark has a tattoo.
You know, and we have the resources. We can actually look it up in here, but I no idea when the book it is.
What's with your burps? What do you have?
Well, that's a byproduct of the problems with my hemorrhoids.
Okay, top to bottom, right?
Hemorrhoids and burps.
When you hear
with
this
each
guy,
other?
what makes you burp?
Usually water.
Drink
drinking
some.
it fast. Oh, it's going to be so painful. Let's see what happens.
You've never heard, and I'm driving in a car with him, and
I'll let you know if one happens.
yeah, it's not like we'll miss it. And
It'll be at 30:01 when we go off the air.
hey, if we get to 30 minutes and he hasn't burped, show's over.
Yeah,
you have to download next week.
I'm not a big farter because there'd been so many problems with my hemorrhoids.
Oh yeah,
being
we'll
swollen.
get to that.
So
we'll
you
get to
convince
that.
yourself not to fart?
Well, no, it's the gas doesn't pass that way because it can't. It comes up the other way.
So instead of a pipe that goes all the way out, he's got a cul-de-sac, and it just spins back around and
yeah,
comes
the gas
back
just
up
builds
top.
up, and
It is.
I do fart sometimes, just far less than everyone else.
Yeah, I haven't had the privilege of being in a car ride for that yet.
Oh,
Just
give
a
it time.
belch.
You're not missing anything, really.
He loves classical music. Right? That's your
Yes,
favorite?
very, very restful to drive to because most of the people on the road do not know how to drive.
But you're a bit of a snitch when it comes to driving. You're a
As
bit of a rat.
matter of fact, Friday night I was coming back from my herbalist in Staten Island.
I have an herbalist, too. Two of them.
The expressway had just gone to the Easy Pass lane. So there's that big white divider.
This is Lenny's 911.
And it's
by the way.
raining, and it's foggy out, and the roads are shitty. There's a lot of traffic. This guy comes up behind me, and I see the rack of lights on the top. I'm like, who the fuck is this asshole? I'm doing 65 in the HOV lane because it's 10 o'clock at night, and I can now.
He knows all the laws.
And this guy's coming up behind me. I'm like, what the fuck? He crosses the divider, illegally crosses the divider, goes over 2-3 lanes, comes back, swerving back and forth. FDNY.
What'd you do?
I wrote them an email, and I said, you son of a bitches. I said, if this is the way your asshole people are going to drive,
good for you,
putting people's lives in danger,
good for you.
He should not have a car.
Yeah, he shouldn't have a car.
He shouldn't have a car that says FDNY on it and drive like that.
And he almost ruined your Christmas display in the back of your car with that erratic driving.
It was taken down. January 6th was the end.
And you've reported cabs and buses?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Like he'll tell me and it's not necessarily for bad driving, right? Like
yeah, it is. It's if especially buses. If you're running through a fucking light, if you're speeding down a road, especially residential area, blowing through stop signs, not using signals. These are buses and things that everybody uses. They're on public display. They need to put up a better persona. Yeah. They need to keep the laws.
And if not, you'll be there to catch
your
them.
ass.
That's right.
He's a road narc.
He is a total road narc. I've never seen anything like it. He's drinking 3-day-old cold coffee and ratting out everyone in a vehicle.
That's right.
It's amazing. He has a bumper sticker that says, "Let me tell you how you're driving."
Oh, it's so unbelievable, Lenny.
No, it's not.
You
fascinating.
Are a piece of work.
You have to.
Fascinating.
Somebody's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it.
If nobody,
and you drive good enough where you can do that.
Hero.
Yes.
Like
you're the fucking police. You're the commissioner.
Yes, I am. I should be. I should be getting paid for it.
How many tickets have you gotten over the years driving?
I haven't gotten.
Other than having a hooker in the car.
I've not gotten any tickets or summonses.
Ever been arrested?
12 years, maybe.
12 years.
Ever been arrested?
Oh yeah.
Well, really? How many times?
Once.
Okay. What?
Twice.
Twice.
Right. Once for forging
3
a
times
document.
Once for forging a document.
That's
a document.
correct.
What was the document?
I made up a fake inspection and certified. You got registration.
You made fake registration
for your car?
Yeah. It looked really good too from far away until you got up close. Then
you saw the hot pink letters.
Well, you saw that it was no good.
Right.
But yeah, no, it looked good. And this was on an old style printer too. This was like we're talking
it took
going
forever
back,
too, right?
Like Commodore. We're talking exactly. Oh yeah. And the second time, some old biddy from 2 parking spots away.
This might
we're
be my
talking
favorite.
like 16 feet.
Go ahead.
Claims she could see inside my car.
Go ahead.
And that I was masturbating. And that she could see the top of my cock, which would have made it about 23 inches long.
You sure it wasn't a vacuum hose that she saw?
Yeah, no vacuum hose in the car.
I mean, it's too big to stick in the vacuum hose. So.
Right. Yeah, technically that is believable since it's so large.
Girth is not length.
What were you doing that she thought you were masturbating?
Packing my cigarettes.
Yeah, I've done that, bro. For sure. I packed so hard the other day I almost shot tobacco in my eye. Packing cigarettes. And now, not only did you get arrested, but what was important about that day that you got
arrested? It was
arrested?
the first day at a new job I was starting. The guy was waiting for me to come to work.
God,
I'm in the parking lot.
Something so true. God punishes you the minute you have any sexual ideas at all, and you try to act on them. God punish. First day on a new job. What? You don't have to give me the name, but what type of job was it?
I was working at a deli.
At a deli, and being a good employee, you showed up a little early.
Right, and I'm sitting in the parking lot. Windows were wide open. It's
Jerking
not like
off. I mean,
windows are wide open. Music on. I was packing my cigarettes, and some old biddy got in her car with 2 kids, and said I was popping off. I even showed the officer. I said, Inspect the whole car.
Showed him your penis?
No, I said I told him. I said, you want to look for a stain? I said, look for something.
Yeah, look for cum on my first day of work.
But
you just want me to cut the mortadell.
His sergeant said,
don't
take
mind
him
the
in.
Christmas display. Just look for cum in my car.
And make it spiffy. I need to cut 2 pounds of fucking Swiss.
The guy at the deli's like, where's this new pedophile we hired? I don't know. He's an hour late. Did you have to go to court?
Oh, yeah. And I had to say in court that I was guilty of the crime, and you have to state it out loud for everybody to hear.
But you weren't guilty, you said.
Exactly. You can't say that, though, once they plea bargain. You have to plead. The plea bargain assumes your guilt.
Reenact that moment when you had to yell that out. Let me hear you yell that out.
I wasn't yelling.
Well, let me hear how you said it in court.
Lenny Ancona was caught in the parking lot on where and such a date, masturbating in my car, and I'm sorry. And
you had to say all that?
Oh, please.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah.
I'd just been like,
I was furious.
Did it!
You should have seen the look on my face. I was shooting daggers across the room because they wouldn't let me.
Ooh, so sorry. Time is up, my friends. If you like the show, or if you have any questions for Lenny, or just thoughts about the show in general, email us at lennyfromlongisland@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. And remember, as weird as you think you are, there's always Lenny out there.